Hi everybody, welcome back to a marvelous Monday. Today for our math, we are going to continue reviewing what we have learned in topic 5. So we will be reviewing and then we will have our test on Friday. So today for our review, we are doing the first part of our reteaching activity, and these can be found in our Envisions Volume 1 workbook on page 243. So I'm circling that page number right now at the bottom of the screen. It will say 243 at the bottom of the page for 243. So now's a good time if you need to pause the video so that you can get your workbook open or go grab your workbook, and then we can get started. Now if you have your workbook open, you're on page 243, you're ready to go? Then let's get started. Alright you guys, so as I said, we are just doing part 1 today. Now I know our last math video was a little bit longer, and I'm sorry, it's just when they don't have a recorded video or a shorter version of a video, Mrs. Collier has to make the own math videos, which is fine, but sometimes they can get a little bit longer. So today's will hopefully be a little bit shorter. So let's begin. We're going to talk about set A. So we have a set A and a set B. So in set A, it gives us an example on the left side here. So it says solve to find out if the equation is true or false. And then below it, it gave an equation. It says 6 plus 5 equals 3 plus 8. And so they said to solve one side first. So first they solved 6 plus 5, and they got 11. Then they solved the other side. They solved 3 plus 8, and they got 11 again. So then they said 11 equals 11, which is true. So it wants us to solve the same on number 1 and number 2. It wants us to tell whether each equation is true or false. So in your workbooks, I'm going to have you start working on number 1. So just like in our example, it says to solve one side first. So first I want you to solve for 8 minus 5. Solve for 8 minus 5. Then solve for 4 plus 1. And you can do your work here on the side in your workbook, or if you want to do it on a whiteboard or a piece of paper so you have a little bit more room, you can also do that. So solve one side of the equation, then solve the other, and see if they equal each other. If they do, this equation is true. If they do not, then the equation is false. So now is a good time to pause the video so that you can work on number 1. When you press play on the video, we will begin to solve. Alright, so first we would have solved for 8 minus 5. So 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. And then I'm just going to carry my equal sign over, put this here, equals, and then what is 4 plus 1 when we solve the other side of the equation? 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So now our equation, once we solve it, it says that 3 equals 5. Is this a true equation or is this a false equation? This is a false equation because remember, for it to be a true equation, both numbers on either side of the equal sign have to be equal or the same. So for number 1, it is false. Now I want you to solve number 2. So start by solving 3 plus 1. Then solve 12 minus 8. And once you work that out, you will see, just like how we wrote our answer at the top, if it is true or false. So I want you to work on number 2. So now is a good time to pause the video so that you can be working on number 2. When you are ready to go over your answer, just go ahead and press the play button. Now let's solve number 2 and see what we got for our answer. On number 2, we had 3 plus 1 equals 12 minus 8. So we would start by solving 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So I would write 4, my equal sign, to see if this equation will match. 12 minus 8, our answer for this was also 4. So now our equations say that 4 equals 4. This is a true equation. So we solved this by starting with 3 plus 1, which is 4. Then we wrote our equal sign and wrote equals 4. 12 minus 8 is 4. So our equation is saying 4 equals 4. This makes it a true equation. How did you do on this first part? Did you get number 1 and number 2 correct? Great if you did, but if you did not, look back at your work and see if you can see where a mistake might have been made. All right, now we are going to work on set B. So let's look at the example side for set B. It says, write the missing numbers to make the equations true. So let's look at this example we have here. We have 4 plus 7 equals 6 plus blank. Since we are making the equations true, that means that both sides should be equal. So what they did first was add together 4 plus 7, which was equal to 11. So we know that the number that goes on the side with the missing blank has to equal 11. So 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. So the missing number that would go in the blank would be 5. So when we're working with these kinds of equations, we'll look at the side without the missing number, see what it equals, and then see what we need to add or subtract to make both sides equal. So let's look at our problems. On numbers 3 through 7, you will have to find and write the missing numbers that make each equation true. So on number 3, we see 11 equals blank plus 4. So just like we saw in our example, we see that this side of the equation is equal to 11. So that the missing number plus 4 must also equal 11 because we want to make these equations true. So both numbers on each side of the equal sign have to be the same. So blank plus 4 is equal to 11. So what would be our missing number in the blank for number 3? What number plus 4 would equal 11? Now you may want to solve for these problems on a separate sheet of paper or maybe a whiteboard because there's not a lot of room to work on this page if you are working out these problems on paper. So for these problems here, numbers 3 through 7, you can either work through these problems as I'm talking in the video, or if you would like to pause the video and work on the problems one by one, you can also do that. So on number 1, we talked about how it says 11 equals blank plus 4. So that means our missing number plus 4 has to equal 11 because we want these equations to be true. So if you want to work on each problem as you go, now is a good time to pause and work on number 3 because I'm about to start talking about number 4. On number 4, it says blank minus 4 equals 5. So we know that this side is equal to 5. So this side must equal 5 also. So what number minus 4 would equal 5? So for this one, it might be a little bit easier for you if you use addition to help you subtract. So if you want to know what that total number would be, you can also add 5 plus 4 and get your missing number that way. On number 5, we have 10 plus 5 equals 6 plus blank. So for this equation, you would need to solve the first side. So solve for 10 plus 5. And then, once you have your answer, you will need to see 6 plus what number would make both sides equal. For number 6, it says 9 minus blank equals equals 13 minus 10. So we're looking for this missing number, but what you would have to do first is solve what is 13 minus 10. 13 minus 10. And once you get your answer and see what this side equals, you'll be able to see 9 minus what number would give you the same number you got on this side. Remember, you want both sides of the equation to be equal. You want them to be the same. So you would solve for 13 minus 10 and get your answer. And then 9 minus what number would match your answer? And on number 7, we have 14 minus blank equals 2 plus 2. So just like we did on number 6, you want to solve this side of the equation first. That has the full equation. Find your answer. Then you would need to see 14 minus what number would give you the same answer you found on this side. Every equation has to be true, so there can only be one right answer. So please take as long as you need to finish solving your problems 3 through 7. Make sure that you pause the video as you need, because sometimes when I'm going through our video, I'm not sure how long it's taking every single person in our class to finish, so I just give a little bit of pause time, but that's why I say you can pause it as you need. So, in a couple seconds, I'm going to start going over our answers for numbers 3 through 7, the last part of our activity. So if you're still working, you can go ahead and pause the video, and then when you press play, we'll be talking about our answers. So go ahead and pause if you're still working. And if you're all done working, then let's go over our answers together. So I will put the answers in, I think I'm going to use red this time. So we knew for number 1 and number 2, we said false and true. So I'm just filling those in one more time. And now for our answers at the bottom. The number we would have put in the blank, we would have said, drum roll, 7. 11 is equal to 7 plus 4. Now again, we wanted to make these true equations. This side equaled 11, so did this side too. We had the 4, and 4 plus 7 gave us 11. All right, number 4 could have been a little bit tricky, so I gave you the hint. If you add together your two numbers that you have, it would give us our total number. So our missing number on number 4 was 9. 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. On number 4, it gave us the answer of 5. So we knew that whatever number we subtract by 4 would have to equal 5 as well. So 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. All right, how are you doing so far? Again, if you need to pause the video to either work out some new answers if you didn't get what's on the screen, then that's okay. And if you have any questions about any of the answers you got, you can just ask me at any time. On number 5, we had 10 plus 5 equals 6 plus blank. So on number 5, you would have to solve together 10 and 5. So we know that 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. So right now we have 15 equals 6 plus blank. So the number we put in the blank for here has to equal to 15. So 6 plus 9, we have another 9, is 15. We want each side of the equal sign, either side of it, to be the same number so that it is a true equation. On number 6, we had 9 minus blank equals 13 minus 10. So just like in our last problem, you have to solve your equation first. So 13 minus 10 is equal to 3. So we had to find 9 minus what number would give us 3. And that would be 9 minus 6. 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. And 13 minus 10 is equal to 3. So 3 equals 3. It's correct. And we have one more. We have number 7. We have 14 minus blank equals 2 plus 2. So we had to solve first for 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So we needed to make sure whatever we're subtracting here would give us the answer of 4. So 14 minus what number would give us 4? 14 minus 10 is equal to 4. So 14 minus 10 equals 4. And 2 plus 2 equals 4. So we have 4 equals 4. It matches up. That is a true equation. All right, everybody. So those are the answers for our review and reteach activity that we did today. I hope that your reviewing has been going well so far. So far from what I have seen, it's been looking really good, and I'm really excited to see how you guys will do on your Topic 5 test when we take it. If you have any questions at home or while we're in group, please do not be afraid to ask. I love to know any questions that you have. All right, we will do another review activity tomorrow, and I will see you later.